In Iran tonight, several new developments here. President Trump says talks with Iran have started, but it comes as the Pentagon now orders up 1,500 soldiers from the 82nd Airborne to the Middle East. And late today, the president at the White House now saying Iran sent a present. Rachel Scott at the White House tonight.
Even as President Trump claims peace talks are underway, tonight the Army is preparing to deploy up to 1,500 troops from the elite 82nd Airborne Division to the Middle East to support the war. The president has said he does not plan to put boots on the ground, but the soldiers of the 82nd are trained to parachute behind enemy lines. Their deployment on top of the 4,500 Marines and sailors expected to arrive in the region this week. It comes as President Trump and Iran send clashing messages about whether they're negotiating. Trump insists they are.
The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly.
Iran says that is simply not true, that there are no talks, and that Trump's statements are part of efforts to reduce energy prices and buy time for the implementation of his military plans. The president will not say which Iranian leaders the U.S. is talking to.
We have really regime change. This is a change in the regime because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we started off with that created all those problems.
Today, he cryptically noted that he knows Iran is going to make a deal because they just gave the U.S. what he called a very big present.
They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
The White House would not say what exactly that gift is. The president would only say it's related to oil and gas passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian officials still insist there are no negotiations underway with the United States. But tonight, sources tell me the Trump administration has sent over a 15-point peace plan to Iran by way of Pakistan with hopes of ending this war, David.
What's going on? What's going on, Patriots? You just locked in the Hood Politics where we always keep it honey. I'm your host, Jay. Y'all already know on this channel, we cut straight through the BS and get straight to the issues and the policies that hit us close to home. We talk about everything from elections to national debates all the way up to political podcasts. We throw some pop culture every once in a while and some comedy. As y'all know my motto, all politics all the time. I give you brain rot, baby. That's why I do it, so you don't have to. Check it out. We start each and every one of them off sending out our thoughts and prayers. And we're going to keep in our thoughts and prayers Miss Sheridan Gorman, who was unalived by an animal, uncivilized animal, over the weekend. So we're going to keep her family in our thoughts and prayers. Now, I hope y'all can hear me good. I hope it ain't too loud, man. I got to figure out this sound thing, man. Y'all forgive me. I'm new to all of this. All of this technology and all this crap is new to me, man. I'm a tradesman. But before I get into this, we're going to get this straight out the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little biased because my president is in office and I trust him. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to handle his business. You feel me? But even if y'all ain't on our side with this, you know what I'm saying? You got to look at the board. You know what I mean? The walls is closing in on this March 26th showdown, this little chess match between America and Iran. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at a situation where the White House is playing a double game, talking peace. You got Trump talking peace on Truth Social, while he moving the 82nd Airborne in the striking distance. You know what I'm saying? So it's time we exactly break down what's going on. You know what I'm saying? From the hood politics perspective, you feel me? See, we just came off this 5-day pause Well, the missiles were supposed to be on hold. But if you look at the fine print, that was never a white flag. People was talking about we lost and this and that. No. That was just a tactical timeout, you feel me? Trump put a 15-point peace plan on the table through Pakistan, basically telling Tehran they need to dismantle the nukes, walk away from the proxies, and keep the Strait of Hormuz open if they want the sanctions to be lifted. You know what I'm saying? But while he's out here telling the world that everything is all good and the talks is all good and going good like that, at the same time, on Iranian state TV, they over there marking the whole deal. You know what I'm saying? They didn't agree with it. They mocking the whole deal. You know what I'm saying? They calling it a setup. While they constantly still launching drones at airports in Kuwait. You know what I'm saying? And then now, that's where we get to the real heat, the boots on the ground. I got another one. This one said 1,800. I got another one pulled up. You know what I'm saying? The latest is 3,000. You know what I'm saying? We sending over 3,000 paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne. You know what I'm saying? We got them catching flights right now. You know what I'm saying? It's finna get ready to go down over there. But hopefully when they get over there, you know, Trump, everybody talking about they being sent over there for monitoring. You know, this isn't just about monitoring anymore. Not in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? This is about leverage. When the global oil prices is spiking because Iran is trying to charge a toll to pass through international waters, the art of the deal is out the window, yo. And that's when the art of war takes over. You feel me? I'm out here driving a 2019 Cadillac Escalade and a 2010 DeVille, big tanks. So y'all know I'm definitely not happy about these gas prices hitting $4 and $5 a gallon. It's hitting the pockets major hard. But I understand the mission. You know what I'm saying? The conclusion to send those troops didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened because that 5-day window proved that Tehran isn't ready to bend the knee just yet. So if they're gonna block the energy that runs the whole world and keep targeting our allies, maybe it's time we stop the maybe game. You feel me? Maybe it's time we stop the maybe game. You know? I think it's time we just go over there and completely take full control of everything that we can possibly take control of. You feel me? We are the most powerful country on this planet. And it's time to get back to that level of dominance. It's time to get back to that level of dominance where nobody even thinks about testing us, yo. No disrespect to the Japanese, but I'm talking about that level of strength like when we annihilated 2 cities in Japan just to end chaos and show who was really in charge. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I feel this way about doing this to Iran is because they've been out here killing Americans through proxies since the 70s. When this first started, I didn't know what to think, but once I heard that and I started doing research on it, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. And then when I seen Trump was talking about this 20, 30 years ago before he was even thinking about being in politics, I said, okay. You know what I'm saying? Iran got decades of blood on their hands while they play these games. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the old school. I'm cut from a different cloth, a different breed. I'm from that place. If you take one of mine, I take 10 of yours. You know what I'm saying? And that is the mentality that this nation was built on. And it's time that America get back to that cloth that we was originally cut from, man. You feel me? Especially when the stakes is this high. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, you know, I brought some receipts. You know what I'm saying? You got the 1979 hostage crisis that lasted 444 days. All the way up to the 1983 Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that took 241 of our best. All the way up to the 603 U.S. troops killed by Iranian-backed militias in Iraq. Them people been using IEDs and EFPs to maim our soldiers for 40 years, man. And we can't forget the Kobar Towers in 96 or the 46 Americans slaughtered on October 7th. We can't forget about them 46 Americans slaughtered on October 7th in that massacre by their proxies, Hamas. It's a sustained campaign of mass murder. And I'm tired of seeing American lives used as bargaining chips, yo. That's why to me it's time to go full force and go hard. You feel me? It's kind of a repay the favor like we did to Venezuela with Maduro by getting our oil equipment back. You feel me? Just like how we moved in January and brought Maduro to justice and reclaim our energy infrastructure that they stole from us. It's time to show that same energy in the Middle East. If you take what's ours or kill our people, there's a price to pay. And we coming to collect. It's time for the Democrats to get on board and finally tell the truth to their people about how they feel. Because we know behind closed doors, they've been saying the same thing needs to be done. They've been saying the same thing needs to be I'm getting tongue tied. Needs to be done. Should have been done for years. They've been saying it. Every past president said it should be done, but none of them had the balls to actually pull the trigger and finish it. You feel me? They talked the big game, but they didn't want to deal with the smoke. Specifically, look at your boy Obama and the Obama administration and the Biden administration. They balls were so small that they actually paid these guys, yo, by releasing billions in frozen money that we froze. Y'all remember when Trump kept saying, they broke. That's what he meant. And then Obama and Biden, if you don't build a nuke, we'll release your money and your funds, and basically funding the same people who are coming after us. Now we got a leader who ain't scared to move. And everybody got something to say. It's time for the rest of the country to stop this crap and admit that handling this once and for all is the only way to protect American lives and American interests. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's all about who got the strongest hand at the table. Trump is already signaling that he ready to make a deal, but he making sure that he got the biggest guns in the room just in case negotiations stop. No more proxies, no more shadow wars, just total dominance until it's all finished after that. And I'm kind of upset that, you know what I mean? I'm kind of a little perturbed. I didn't search all over. And I don't know. I can't seem to find no right-wing media talking about Trump sending troops in. And I don't understand why. That's a little aggravating to me, to be honest.
Donald Trump is sending more troops to the Middle East as plans are made for face-to-face peace talks between the US and Iran.
But Israel isn't backing away from the fight, now vowing to take control of southern Lebanon. Our reporters are live tonight across the conflict zone. Chris Reason in Beirut and Jacqueline Robson in Tel Aviv.
We begin with the US president's latest mixed signals on war and peace.
America's relentless pounding of Iranian targets, putting civilians, children in the line of fire. On the one hand, the US says this is their path to peace.
We negotiate with bombs.
On the other hand, President Trump says they are talking to Tehran too.
We're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal.
The commander-in-chief claiming he has proof of Iran's cooperation.
It was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related.
Saying it has to do with the Strait of Hormuz, Iranian state TV showing 20% of the world's oil supply at a standstill. But as the clock ticks down on the president's personal deadline to bomb Iran's energy infrastructure unless there's a deal, reports the US is sending the elite 82nd Airborne Division. This is how they usually enter the battle zone, all part of a massive military build-up, ready to go if attempts at diplomacy fail. Questions too tonight about the timing of Donald Trump's announcements. Spikes in trade 13 minutes before the president announced he was delaying strikes. The White House denying claims of insider trading and massive profiteering.
A 15-point peace plan has now been presented to Iran by Pakistan, acting as an intermediary. Among the requests, Iran dismantle its nuclear capabilities, never have a nuclear weapon, and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. In return, all sanctions on Tehran would be lifted, and the US would help build a civilian nuclear power program. There is a push tonight to have US and Iranian representatives meet in person in Islamabad over the next 48 hours. But Iran has been burnt before, having engaged in months of negotiations with the Trump administration to face war with Washington. Mark?
Jacqueline Robson.
Yo, look, the bottom line is you can't have a stable economy or a stable world when you got a regime that mark peace proposals while they're lighting up international airports. You feel me? So if the 82nd is going in, they shouldn't just be there to sit on the base. They shouldn't just be there to sit on the base, yo. They should be there to ensure that the strait stays open and that the threats are handled from the roots. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stay sharp and keep our eyes on the 27th because that's when the clock officially runs out and all the peace talks and everything is going to be over with. And that's when the action begins, baby. This your boy Jay from Hood Politics. Like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok, Hood Politics 5.1. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on in my throat. I guess it's going out. I talk too much. But yeah, see, look. I'm sorry about that. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Follow me on TikTok, Hood Politics 5.1. I'm one of the biggest trolls over there. You know what I'm saying? All my TikTokers, I need y'all to get over here, man. Sign up and subscribe to the channel. This is your boy Jay from Hood Politics checking in and checking out. Y'all know how we do it, baby.